What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, and I want to say God bless Sarah Huckabee. Lord, put your hand upon her. Give her the spirit of peace and tolerance to deal with all of the knuckleheads at the press conference. Sarah Huckabee comes out and she gives a full letter, reads a whole letter, addressing why John Brennan is getting his top secret access revoked. Right after that, they start asking the same question. Sarah, why is he getting his access revoked? I want you to refer to the letter that I just read. Now, she got the most monotone voice at this point. It's almost like you can just put a recording on out there because they keep asking the same question different ways. Sarah, I want to go back to John Brennan. Is this the way that the president punishes anybody from former administrations that criticizes him? We're going to take everything by a case-to-case basis, and we'll review each situation individually. Sarah, is the attack on John Brennan and other people in consideration for getting their pass revoked? Is this a way that the president is he attacking his opponents? I'd like you to refer back to the statement that I just read a little bit earlier, and we'll review each case by case, just right over and over again. That's what they do. Kept asking the same question over and over again, as if they're too dumb to realize why the president is doing this. John Brennan and the rest of those cronies are not just your average person who worked in the White House and decided to leave, move on, and go on with their life. And periodically, we'll come on to a station just to give some professional feedback. These guys are going on stations that obviously want to destroy the president and putting out information that is not verifiable and is designed to hurt the view and opinion of the president, according to the just Americans walking around. I mean, if you hear a person like John Brennan and you're not smart enough to catch it, a person like John Brennan, a person like James Clapper, any of those guys who had high positions within the last administration, get out there and say things like, I believe that the president has been compromised by Russia, or I believe that it's no doubt that the Russians played a huge part in the election of President Trump. When you are stating things like that cannot be verified, but nonetheless, based off of your high-level position, might make people take your word a little more seriously, then it's obvious that you now have a bigger agenda. You're not just a nonpartisan former employee that's just giving some professional feedback. You now are trying to undermine the administration. You now have become an enemy of the administration that can't be trusted with that type of high-level access. So the president would be dumb for him to just say, you know what, let's let them just go in and out when it comes down to what they want to review and possibly use it against me. Yeah, let's just let them have unfeathered access to it. That's a dumb decision. And yet they're asking this question 50 times. And finally, she talks about the sanctions on Turkey and the tariffs. And I tell you, when it comes down to the press, the liberal media, it's almost like they have lost all patriotism whatsoever. She's talking about why there is tariffs and then why there is also some sanctions against Turkey. Turkey is acting like some jive turkey right now. They got a priest or preacher over there in Turkey on some trumped up charges. But they are willing, because of their pride, to lose relationships with us over this preacher. You know, apparently they claim he was, a spy and so on and so forth. And I'm going, y'all willing to go to war over this, get your economy wrecked and smashed over this, and all you got to do is give the man back. But the bigger issue with me is the fact that the media is trying to question the decision for putting sanctions on for the preacher. I mean, is there any reason why the president would put these sanctions on? I mean, obviously there are other people in places like North Korea that are Christians and they're being persecuted, and the president, he hasn't put sanctions on because for them. And I'm thinking to myself, we got a president that is willing to look at one American life and say, hey, give this man back or else you're going to pay the price. Versus the last administration that just kind of turned their head like, I ain't see nothing. How many prisoners they got? Oh, well, And maybe one day things will change, but they shouldn't have been over there. I mean, my thing is, this is showing an incredible amount of loyalty towards American citizens. If I ever get lost overseas or if I'm taken, please make sure it's under President Trump's watch and not anybody else's. Because if you look at the response of the Democrats, the liberal media, those guys downplay the loyalty that we should have, whether it be one American or 1,000 Americans. They just downplay all that stuff and question it as if what he's doing, there's a problem with it. Like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And I'm going, they got one of our own if y'all haven't been watching lately. So maybe this is a good thing. Maybe we should be saying, give our person back or else there's going to be some consequences. Where's the loyalty? I mean, do they hate the president that much that every decision he makes, even if it is going to be beneficial to an American citizen, they have to question it, like, why did he do that? Maybe there's something nefarious about that decision. It's not a wise decision, Sarah. Well, maybe if you were caught overseas and held hostage, you'd probably be saying, yeah, it's a wise decision. Come get me. Maybe I'm just thinking too patriotic. Maybe I just love the country a little too much. Maybe I should just, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep saying we got to fight for American lives and Americans as a whole and not give in to this globalistic movement that says, you know what, let's not single ourselves out and distinguish us differently from any other country because we want to make everybody feel inclusive and feel good, even if it's at the expense of our own citizens. This is what we're dealing with, y'all. Anyway, God bless you. Find me on Facebook, Twitter. Check me out on Wednesdays at 7:30. And also, if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom to do so. God bless you. See you next time. And continue to pray for Sarah Huckabee. She needs it.